Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock. Shalom and salutations to brothers out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. These are three things you'll most likely need to get into the kingdom. Three things. Amongst others, is three things. We know faith, we know diligence, but these are three lesser known things you're going to need in order to get into the kingdom of heaven. Alright, and those three things are nonconformity, number one, number two, zeal, number three, steadfastness. I'll go through each one at a time. Let's start with nonconformity. You're going to need nonconformity to get into the kingdom of heaven. Nonconformity is a refusal or failure to conform to accepted standards, conventions, rules, or laws. Does that mean go right now outside your crib and start breaking laws? No. That means you're not conforming to the standards, the conventions, rules, and laws that are accepted in America because you know they're contrary to the Bible. Let's get some precepts to back this up. First of all, John 17 and 15, I'll start at 14. It says, I have given them the word, thy word, and the world hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. This is Yahweh Shah speaking, the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He said himself that he gave his men his word, the word of the Heavenly Father. It says, and the world hated them. So just in case first thing you should know is that the world gonna hate you. You believe in his word, you have this word in your heart, embedded in your mind, you meditate on his word, on the Holy Bible, which that's the word I'm talking about. The world is going to hate you, meaning the people inside this society is going to hate you. So already out the back, just because you're a believer, you're going to be hated. It says, because they are not of the world, and they hate you because you're not of their world. It's kind of like gangs. If you're not of the world, Crip world, if you are the blood world, they hate on you. Vice versa. It says, even as I am not of the world. Yahweh Shai himself professed that he's not of this world. He said he's of the next world, but not this world. This world is ruled by Satan. All right. It says, John, verse 15 says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world. So the Lord ain't saying that he wants us out of this world. He wants us to lead the world. He wants us to, off ourselves. He ain't saying he wants us to try to escape to a different planet. It says, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. So keep us from the evil. The evil is Satan. All right, the evil is Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, and the wicked ones on this earth, the children of the wicked, Edom. And so the Lord wants us to be kept. He prays that we are kept from evil, from destruction, from ruin, from the downfall, from the oppression of our enemies, to completely take us out of this truth. It says they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So in order to conform to this world, you got to be of this world in the first place. So if you're believing on these scriptures, you're not of this world. You are non-conforming already. Remember, non-conformity is a refusal or failure to conform. Remember, failure to conform means you can't even if you tried. All right? The elect are non-conformists whether they like it or not, because they can't conform to this world. They have a failure to do it. And eventually we're going to refuse to do it. Why? Because they're going to bring out the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And we are literally going to be refusing to be a part of that world. To be a part of that standard. To accept that way of life. The convention and rules or laws. So you got to be a nonconformist. Now, Colossians 3 verse 2 says, set your affection on things above, not on things on earth. Well, guess what? That helps us with our nonconformity, because we ain't really worried about what's going on this earth. We ain't worried about the new fashion trends. We ain't really worried about trying to keep up with the Joneses. We ain't really all focused on marriage and wedding ceremonies and the things of this world. We not really dedicated and devoted to anything on this side, because the scripture tell you set your affection on things above, not on things on earth. How do you do that? By keeping Yahweh Bashim Yahshua first in your life, man, and not conforming Nonconformity. Refusal or failure to conform to accepted standards, conventions, rules, or laws. It's very acceptable to have orgies these days. It's very acceptable to wear women's clothing if you're a man. It's very acceptable in these days to have a woman rule over you. It's very acceptable for you to just sit at home and not do anything, not make anything of yourself, not do anything with your time, just twiddle your thumbs. All right? It's very acceptable not to believe in a higher power. It's very acceptable to serve other idols. All right? Nonconformity. So set your affections on things above, not on the earth. Continue. Now, number 2 on the list was zeal. You got to have zeal for the Lord. What is zeal? Zeal, by definition, is countable or unaccountable. It says the fervor or tireless devotion for a person, cause, or ideal, and determination in its furtherance. What do you mean furtherance? To make it last longer. Determination to make this truth broadcasted throughout the earth, to proclaim this truth. Determination to make sure the world hears that you believe what you believe in, man. And it says a fervent or tireless devotion. We are tirelessly devoted to this cause, which is the kingdom of heaven, restoring Israel. Ultimately, that's what we want, the restoration of our people. And the way that's going to happen is through believing on the Most High Son. That's what we're pushing. It says diligent enthusiasm, powerful interests. We have a powerful interest in this truth. And if you want to make it to the kingdom of heaven, you got to have that. Revelations 3:15, it says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. The Lord is saying here, speaking about your works. He ain't speaking about the temperature of the tea. The works of a man or woman, for that matter, can be hot, cold, or lukewarm. He's saying, I'd rather you be hot or cold. Preferably, you want to be hot. Hot means you all have that zeal. Hot means you're fervent. What is zeal again? It says fervor or tireless devotion for a person, cause, or ideal, and determination in its furtherance. The Lord is preferring that you have determination in the furtherance of this word. The Lord is preferring that you have tireless devotion for this word. The Lord prefers that you have diligent enthusiasm and powerful interest for the purpose of this word to get out. So he's saying, so then because thou art lukewarm, meaning you don't have that, you're not hot, because you don't have that zeal, because you're not showing fervence, because you don't want to further this truth, because you don't have a zealousness for this truth, you don't have a diligence for this truth, and you're not passionate about this truth. It says, neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. And what does that mean? The Lord's just going to destroy you. He's going to throw you out with the rest of the conformed sheeple in the society, man. The conformed sheeple of Israel. You're going to get thrown out with the chaff, the undesirables. So that's conformity, zeal, and the last one would be steadfastness. Now, one more on zeal. Salaki, let's go to steadfastness. Steadfastness means steadily directed, fixed in direction, firm in purpose, resolution, faith, attachment, as a steadfast friend, unwavering as resolution, faith, and adherence. You're unwavering, you're firm, you're standing firm, you're steadily directed, you're fixed in one direction. You're not going every which way. You're not changing directions. You're not changing your purpose. You're stuck on one direction and you're going that route. Lord willing, you continue. That's steadfastness that you're going to need to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now, Matthew 26, verse 35 says, Peter said unto him, Peter speaking to Yahushua, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Don't you know, basically, steadfastness is that you are prepared to die. You have gone over the options. You have gone over all alternatives. And you have decided that if death is one of the options, I still will stand firm on the direction I'm going, even if it causes death. We know what a martyr is. Somebody that's put to death for this word. Guess what? You got to be willing to be a martyr, which means go till there's no more left to go. Go till you hit the wall. And that's the spirit that the disciples had around Yahushua. Peter said, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. He said, even if it meant that I gotta die, I'm not going to deny you. Even if it meant, and then likewise also said all the disciples, death was on their mind. If you never encountered the thought that you could possibly have to die not taking the mark of the beast, then you have no steadfastness. You really ain't at a level yet where if you never even thought about it yet. Because the disciples had to, spoke very candidly about that. Even if I had to die, I'm not going to turn against you or deny you. 1 Samuel 12:21. It says, and turn ye not aside, then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain. Steadfastness is staying in one direction. You can't do no turning aside. You can't do no flipping sides. You for team Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's it. It said, then should ye go after vain things. And that goes back into conformity. If you turn aside, you're being conformed to this world again, which Yahushua said that he's praying for the ones that's not. It said, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain. Guess what? These things that you're going to turn aside to, Yahweh forbid you don't, they're vain. They can't deliver you. They're figments of your imagination if you think they could deliver you. Only the saving power of the earth for our people is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who's the Most High and His Son. Over in this video is edifying. Until next time, Shalom.